Good morning, everybody. Sorry, my freaking phone rang. How's everybody doing? Jesus. So, where are we? Interestingly enough, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Sorry about this. The ES came out of the box and immediately reversed back up towards the top of the box. Sorry about that. My phone rang 5 minutes before I'm supposed to start this with a customer that I gotta talk to. And she's an older lady, so she talks. So she talks. Anyways, so what's happening, MB? Rhythmic is having issues. Oh, okay. Now the NQ never gave us an out either side. The damn ES did, and look at that run right across. Damn it. That's all right. 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 Oh, good for you, Gene. Good for you, Gene. Gene, you're just becoming an ES beast here. I mean, jeez. We need to change your sign on to the ES man. Look at that. There it goes. Look at that. There it goes. Look at that ES. How beautiful was that? Bing to Bing. What I would like to see this ES do is, and same thing with the NQ, is come outside this box, create space, sit on top of it, and go through the highs. That's what I would like to see. So right now, we are. I'm going to put both of these on the same chart here so I can see them. I don't even have these things turned on yet. All right, there we go. I got to send an email to somebody here. Give me a second. Stop. All right. Okay, so so we have not gotten confirmation in the ES yet that we should be long out that box, as far as I'm concerned, because we didn't create any space. We're just outside the box, so I don't know. Boy, the YM is running. The YM is running across the box. Look at that. The CL is it's one of those situations with CL that it made its big move before the market ever opened, before it ever opened, and so it's probably just going to sit there for quite a while. I mean, CL is way down, so it's probably just going to sit here. It's kind of like the times I talk about when the market opens and it or the 8:30 news happens and the market will run way up or run way down, and then it tends to just flatline for a long time, makes it very hard to trade. That's kind of what oil did this morning. I mean, it ran so much it's flatlining. Well, remember, this thing just got exhausted. It stuck its head out for the first time. So it's going to roll in for a bit here. Again, I'm just going to wait. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh wow, are you good? Oh shit. Sorry. Jesus. Come on, NQ. Come on. Come on, NQ. All right, maybe we'll get something here. Get this come right back to here and then go on. We want to try to get into something here after they've confirmed a move so that we can possibly roll this up to the high. So if they're going to run it to the high, I anticipate that they're going to do a violent pullback first to clean out the stops. They don't want to take free riders on the trip. So they want to clean them out. The YM could have the same situation I'm talking about with the NQ. So I'm watching that because it has now created space. So I'm watching it, watching the NQ. I need both of them, either one of them, but both of them preferably to pull back, reload, and then go. Jesus. Bob, why aren't you long? These aren't sharks. If it was sharks, they wouldn't be moving so slow. Come on. Excuse me. Well, there's definitely that, Gene. Definitely that. Oil is a perfect example of that. I mean, oil opened up at $89.70. It's currently at $81.50. That's yeah. Looking to trade either one of them. I'm not picky. I'm not picky. I'm looking to trade either one of them. But I need either one of them to start showing me some movement that I can trade. Right now we're just melting our way up slowly. And I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not taking an NQ trade where we roll up as slow as this. Absolutely. I want this to come and test the top of the box. And then and if it does it violently, then the entry is going to take us back to that high. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for either that in the either it here or in the YM. The RTY also. The RTY set up potentially for that same scenario. That's what I'm looking for right now, because that will be violence. I need violence. This is not violence. This is an example right here where it's exhausted. So the sharks need to step into the tank and move it with violence down, and then move it with violence up. Otherwise, I really don't care. I mean, I'm trying to take a trade to make $1,000 or more. I'm not trying to take a trade to make $100. So to do that, you need specific things to happen. Number one is you need the sharks in the tank so that price action moves. Yesterday, it took till Jim and I were talking about this yesterday. I think it took till 10:25 for the sharks to enter the tank. And when they entered the tank, it was woof, and off I went for my $1,000. This isn't necessarily a low volume day. It's just the market's meandering long because of optimism of, war and all that crap. But they hopefully will get over that hype and then start manipulating the market. That's what I'm hoping for. It may not happen. I'm not going to cry about it. I can't stress it enough, especially for those of you trading prop firms. It's not about the quantity of trades, it's about the quality. Now, if this red candle starts creating another red candle right to here, I mean, boom, that's what we're looking for. Violence. Because the violence, see, you could have been sitting here riding all this up, and then all of a sudden it does that. And then what did you make? Nothing. You need the violence that causes the V shapes and the W patterns and that kind of stuff, so that you're getting in with violence in the other direction. The YM could be a beautiful beautiful setup for me. I would love to see the YM come down and test the top of the box. Right now, the RTY is heading that way. The NQ is heading that way. I mean, we could get lucky and all three of them do it at the same time. Then it's like, whoosh, it's going to be fling and we're gone. Yeah. What they're doing is they're when they do this stuff, guys, I can't say this stuff enough. I've sat here and stared at charts so long in my life. They're having all the FOMO people. It's going up without me. And then you get into it, and then they just slam you right in the face on purpose, and then they slam it back the other way and go, "Oh, see, we did go to where you wanted us to go, but we took your money in the process." That's what the sharks do. That's why 95% of traders lose money? Because they don't understand. The whole thing is about manipulation. People are just like, "Oh, well, we're buying because it's going long." Yeah, but they're going to manipulate the shit out of it before it goes to where it's really going. And you need to have the patience to wait for that. Now, trending days, kind of like we have right now, trending days have a tendency to piss me off. Because the sharks don't manipulate so much. They tend to not manipulate so much on trending days. Because, what the sharks want is they want consolidation days where they can manipulate to a specific spot, to another specific spot, to a specific spot, to another specific spot, while in consolidation. Excellent payout from Lucid. How long did that take, by the way? How long did it take to get your payout? No, I know it took you 12 days to get to funded. How long from the point you got to funded and you asked for the payout did it take to get for them to approve your payout? That's what I meant. But 12 days is perfect, man. That shows that you didn't do dumb stuff. You didn't do dumb stuff. 12 days is perfect. $8? That's great. That's great. When they contacted me to be a whatever you call it, an affiliate of theirs, they told me they would give me one of their accounts. I can't remember what it was, either 50 or 25, to to try out their service. But I didn't. I haven't taken them up on it yet, but I might when we get into summertime. Just to, what the hell happened here? Less than an hour to hit your bank? Okay. That's crazy. I believe you. That's crazy. I can't even send money to people in less than an hour. Well, I guess unless you're using like what are those things called? Like what is it called? Like Zelle or something. What is that shit called? Venmo. Are you using like Venmo or something? But anyways, yeah, I signed up to be an affiliate of theirs. It's in the description, and I went and did their Trustpilot review and all that stuff, and they seemed like they were good. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Lindsay. Awesome. They haven't given it to me yet, but I think they wanted me to actually trade it in and then give them my perspective or something. What I found interesting about them was, which I thought was uh, very telling, is they don't they don't they don't how do I say this? They don't even allow anybody to sign up as an affiliate anymore. Like they only roll in affiliates slowly. It's not like a mass rush and all that kind of stuff. So it seems like their mentality is to grow their business in an orderly fashion. And you know, That's how my mentality was with my own business. You know, I like that thought process. All right, here we go. See, this is what we see the violence. This is what I've been waiting for right here. That's what oh God, why is my stuff moving? This is what I've been talking about. See, we whole time they get you trapped and then they run you the other way. This is all intentional. Once they came over here, they weren't going to go to here. They were going to go here to here. They just did that so fast, I didn't even see it. Damn it, now my candle's the size of an elephant. All right, let's see if I can get an inside candle. That would be really nice. Come back down. Give me an inside candle. Let's go long. Come on, NQ. NQ has really been the champion for me lately. But I really don't want it to run off without me. Run off too fast right now. I want it to give me a chance here. Oh, Jesus, are you going to run away now? Oh my God. No. Okay. This candle's so big right here. Come back down. Come back down. You're going to run away without me. Shit. All right, I'm in. I'm just going to defend this candle here. Come on. Come on. Oh, you got me out. Dog. Now we may get a W pattern here. May get a W pattern. Down and then back up. Oh, shit. All right. Remember, I'm trying to go from here to here. All right, let's go. Let's actually go this time. All right, here we go. Now go break that pivot to my left. Come on, go up and break that pivot to my left. Hurry up. Come on. Don't come back down. Damn it. All right, Jesus. Lost view of one of my charts. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Through this. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's go. Let's go inside the 9 EMA. Come on. I'm not getting any help over here with my ES. I'm not getting any help. Oh my God, it's going to roll over on me again. Jesus. Come on. Come on. All right, there we go. Well, that was sloppy. That was sloppy. What I did, the problem with this whole thing right here, in my personal opinion, is this came down, did its part, but this didn't do anything. This just kind of, this never came back also. So this is trying to go up while this is still sitting up at the highs. That kind of screwed up that whole pattern. Kind of screwed up that whole pattern. You know, they weren't like when the NQ came back and did its test to the top of the box, just like I said it was going to do. This one never actually moved. Anyways, again, I call these trending days. They are tough to trade. Because rotations with big candles like this don't happen very often. Yeah, David. Yeah. Well, it kept doing the same thing. It would go up and then it would run into that 9 EMA pullback. Never, but the whole time it never broke down below here. And then it would run up through that 9 EMA again. And, you know, anyways, you saw it. The damn thing's probably going to run to the top, that's what I was trying to do the first time. But since I got freaking dinged, I decided just let it go. Just take out my money. But the whole intent was to do, I mean, this is my screw up. I even said it. But I mean, again, you know, I got punched in the face a couple times. So I didn't like getting punched. I didn't want to get punched again. But the intent was for it to. So remember, when we were here, I was saying they're going to run it down to here to retest. And then they're going to run it to there. And so what they wanted to do was trap all the people buying it here, which is exactly what they did right here. If you just got to understand what they're trying to do, it'll keep you from, you know, hey, Snow Invest. But I did a shitty job at that. So I did a shitty job at it. I get that. I did a really shitty job at it. I mean, you know, you know, anyways. I did a really shitty job at that. Jesus. Man, oil broke through the bottom of its box. It isn't going anywhere, but it went through the bottom of its box. Ooh, I wonder if it's going to cross the box to the other side. Could it possibly do that? Ooh, that's a good question. So just quickly over here in oil, okay? You know, we went to sleep with oil. Remember that? Because it created this box and then it didn't do anything. Well, finally it came out of the box. So, you know, our thought process is if it comes out, then goes back in, it's going to try to go across the box. I'm going to pay attention to that to see if I can get space, sit on the top, and maybe catch a long trade. Oh yeah, I made some money, but I mean, it's Jesus. I could have made some real money if I'd have gotten it the first time, maybe even the second. My intent would have been to hold it to here, but when it became the third, I'm just like, let me get my money back. Let me be solid. Let me be, you know, no harm, no foul. And that's what, you know, so that's what I ended up doing. Let it be no harm, no foul. Here, let me get rid of these freaking lines. The way to get rid of these lines is for me put this on here. Watch this. I learned this little trick here. I like it. So I go in here and I load the NQ, whatever, doesn't matter. Boom, lines are gone. Now I can see my freaking charts again. But I also like to have my lines when I just turn it off too, so I can show you guys. But yeah, I mean, I got my money back. But I'm going to tell you this. I mean, now I'm not recommending this to anybody, all right, that's doing prop firm stuff. Okay, so let me clarify that. I'm not telling anybody. What I'm about to say does not pertain to people doing prop firm stuff. But for those of you that are not prop firm trading and that kind of stuff, and you got a little bankroll like Jim or whatever, the NQ has been the main driver of my P&L for like the last 2 weeks at least. It's just been so little things like when we were here, I kept telling you guys it's going to come to here. Like it's just being very consistent. It's doing the things that I anticipate. Yesterday, I hit a beautiful NQ trade in the afternoon, about 1:30 for like $1,000 in like 2 minutes. Just shipping. It was like 1:30 when it happened. I mean, the NQ has just been very good lately for me. But I am not recommending trading it for those of you using prop firm. Not at all. Collins, it's in the description of the video. It's a tool that one of our subscribers made. Snow Invest made it, by the way. And it trails, like if you're trying to take a long, it trails the back of your candle until it breaks, and then boom, it puts you in. And it does it off of your ATM over here to the right, which is one of the reasons I like that better than TradeSaver. TradeSaver is a strategy. So as a strategy, you got to always turn it on. You got to always turn it off. You got blah, 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 blah. This, you don't have to do that. And by the way, it went to that target. Bingo. There you go. See that? I mean, it's just a little stupid shit. When you're sitting here and you're watching this thing run away, you, from paying attention to this channel, know that they're going to come and test the top of that box, and then they're going to bring it back to that high. There you go. You should know that from watching this channel. Oil opens at 9. So 9 to 9:15. And it came out of the box and it's still going down. Now oil's down. So it never went in the box. What a beautiful setup. It never went in the box and created. So what did it do? It just tested the bottom of it and rolled right over. I mean, it's down almost $1,000 a contract right now in a matter of like 4 minutes. But these boxes are powerful. Let's just, so again, the things I try to show you guys on here are like the things that I've identified over times, either with certain people telling me some of them or whatever, but certain things that, to look out for. Look at this. I mean, come on, man. Where is it? Look at that. Hello, McFly. And when we were doing this, I was telling you guys about this. Now, granted, I screwed the pooch on it. I get that. But I was telling you guys about this. I said, don't be chasing this freaking thing because they're going to come bring it back here. This is a very manipulated instrument. Again, that's why I think I've been doing so well, making so much more money in NQ than any of these others. It's a very manipulated instrument by the sharks. So, bam, bam. I mean, that's just scary because I told you this was going to happen when price action was over here. When price action was over here, I told you, don't chase this. They're going to bring it down. Go back and look at the video. The problem with the whole thing, we had two problems. One was the freaking ES was stuck at the high, so it wasn't helping me go long. And the other thing is we had the damn 9 EMA just punching us in the face every time we went up. That inside candle right there, then, man, yeah. Good job, Alex. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I mean, I said it. Because people were sitting there going, Bob, we should be taking. I mean, I'm reading the chat. Why aren't you taking the NQ? Why aren't you taking the NQ? Because they're going to bring it from. Why am I going to buy into the hype when they're just going to manipulate it to here and here? Why am I going to buy into the hype? That's when I say, when I say my whole strategy revolves around knowing when this guy enters the tank. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This whole situation from here to here was because this guy entered the tank. And I want to be on the back of his, I want to be on his back. By the way, this is our little friend Contender. I've told you about Contender. Contender is a great white shark in he's probably going to be in North Carolina in about a month. But he's a great white shark in the Atlantic. He weighs 1,400 pounds and he's 14 feet long. That's my new mascot right there, Contender. Because my whole strategy is about recognizing when he enters the melee. When he enters the melee. Anyways. When he enters the melee, we just want to know, we want to recognize, like right here, we want to recognize what they're doing when this candle right here happened. We want to recognize what they're doing. And then we want to recognize where they're going. And this line is no different than any static line. The only problem with today is all our static lines are way the hell down here because the market's up so much. So the only static line I had to play with at all today was the top of these boxes. That's it. I have 4 monitors with this computer and I have 1 monitor with this computer. I have 2 different computers. But anyways, so I got a 2-second question for everybody here because I don't really know that Contender is going to. I don't really know that Contender is going to enter the tank again for a while because we are so far up in the stratosphere. Yeah, Contender may be gone for a while. By the way, you can Google Contender and there's an actual tracking device that tells you where he is in the Atlantic Ocean. The last time I checked, he was in St. Augustine, Florida. But he'll be moving north as the water warms up. But anyways, he's as predictable as the stock market. How about that? He's as predictable as the stock market. I know where he's going to go later on this summer. Isn't that funny? Anyways, yeah, that's his name. His name is Contender. That's his name. His name is Contender. And I think it's a great name. That's why I made him my new mascot. And I mean, come on, man. Nobody wants to be in front of Nobody wants to be in front of Contender when he's in a frenzy. You only want to be right here riding along the back of him, because he's gonna create havoc, and you're gonna eat the pieces that come to you. So, anyways, here's my question for a Friday. In these live streams, I mean, are you guys getting anything from these live streams? And I ask because they're difficult for me to do. I mean, like I have a hard time trading in these live streams. I mean, I just have a hard time trading because I'm paying attention to the chat and like this whole freaking fiasco right here. Yeah. Well, I mean, I only do these things because, the old concept of like pay it forward or whatever. I mean, I do these things for that reason. I mean, we're sitting here, in a live stream, and I'm just kind of telling you what it is I'm looking at. And in quite a few cases, I'm telling you in advance what's going to happen. And if you pay attention to it and make money off of it, great. Yeah, the problem is, Steve, I like what you just said. The problem is, you got new people that show up and then they ask questions and they don't know what's going on and whatever. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Lindsay. Well, a lot of people do answer questions, but I mean, at the same time, it's not it's not good for the moderator too. I'm going to tell you right now, Jim out there in California, who is very successful at this strategy and was a significantly big loser before he met me. And I mean significant. Six figures hardcore losses before he met me. He's told me multiple times. He even told me this yesterday. I don't know how the hell you do it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because it is difficult for me to live stream and trade. It causes anxiety. I'm already anxious when I trade, but it creates anxiety. Shit, Papa Duke. At least you put the smiley face on there. Well, I'm pretty confident a lot of people's trading has improved. At the same time, a lot of people's trading has not. And I mean, so I'm going to put two pieces to this. Number one is I think a lot of people's trading has not, also because they still overtrade. They don't have that patience to wait for this scenario. They're just, oh my God, they're still not understanding, for example, what was going on here. What was going on, because we had no violent pullback into any of our moving averages. What was going on here? I knew. I knew. I told you. They're waiting, and then they're going to bring it here, and then they're going to run. And that's exactly what they did. And you know, because I'll look up and I'll be like, oh, I took a long, I did this, I did. I'm not. What the fuck are you guys trading off of? You know. Anyways. Oh, I get that, Steve. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I know. And the only way to fix that, a want to is for me to, you know, spend a bunch of money to have um, an actual live room, which I don't want to do that. You know, I'm all right. I really did this just to kind of see if it would, you know, just to kind of try it out and see if it would work. And it does work. It works. You know, it does work. It works for a lot of you guys better than it does for me. I mean, I'm not sure. Okay, so it costs me money personally, which I'm not concerned about. I'm going to get to that point on this. It costs me money to do this because I end up missing trades. There was about 2 days ago, 3 days ago, we had this exact scenario right here on 3 different instruments that I missed the damn trades on because I'm freaking dealing. I'm just, you know, kind of overwhelmed with the chat and stuff, but not just the chat. It's just overwhelmed on all that stuff. Anyways, so, but at the same time, let me point out to you, okay, this is probably very important. So nobody needs to feel sorry for what I just said. Okay, that wasn't the point of me saying it. The mere fact that I've experienced this stuff enough that I can tell you here we're doing this and doing this, that's more important to me. And that I didn't take it or did take it doesn't matter. That's more important to me longevity wise because that's trading. And this rinse, wash, repeat happens every day. It may not be in the NQ. It may end up being in the RTY, you know, on Monday or whatever. But this happens every day. Okay? So I'm not concerned that today Bob didn't get that for $1,000 or $2,000. Trust me, I'm not concerned about that because I look at this as an ATM now. I mean, I just go in here and I make money and I turn it off and I take my dogs for a 5-mile hike and then I move on. You know what I'm saying? What's more important is that I know these things. And I've said this a long time ago in my channel. I really wanted to just reinforce my own trading so that the fact that, you know, as a small business owner and, you know, having been punched in the face multiple times in owning small businesses, you know, that I had an alternative to my security when I do retire by having the ability to trade and supplement my income. Okay. And I think I've mastered that. So that's really what my goal is. My goal is not to sit here today and make $2,000 from this. Okay. That's not really my goal today. My goal is to continue to reinforce that I know what the hell's going on. Okay. And if I happen to tell you guys about it at the same time and it clicks for some of you, by the way, for Jim Racine, it's clicked so well. It's amazing. The guy actually told me he's going to kiss me when he meets me. He told me that yesterday. But anyways, you know, so that's what's more important to me anyways, at the end of the day. Yeah, good for you, Jim. Good job. I think is that another Jim? I don't know if that's another Jim. And by the way, we just did a 5-minute gold line here, but I don't really care. What's more important is I know what's going on. Anyways, yeah, I've thought about that, Lindsay. By the way, uh, I told Jim it's so shitty that USC the USC Trojans ran away and don't want to play Notre Dame in football anymore. I know why it is. It's because Notre Dame continues to kick their ass. But because I wanted to fly out there, next fall and hang out with him and go to that football game. But USC is a bunch of babies. Nothing new. They cried and whined because we keep whooping their ass and ruining their chances for a national championship. That's a good one. I want to. That's a good one. Yeah, Rudy. Yeah, Rudy. That's a good one. I want to. Well, Jim is very conservative and he lives in California. Like he says, he is the black sheep of Los Angeles. He is the black sheep of Los Angeles. And from talking to him multiple times, I'm pretty sure he's correct. Yeah, I need to do that interview, Papa Duke. Jim and I have finally figured out how to do it, so we're going to do it. Like neither one of us are technical, but Jim does have a son that's 21, and he's figured out how to do it, so we can do an actual interview, because I want to interview him. I want to interview Orville. I want to interview others of you that have progressed in your trading, because I think it's important for people to hear other people. If I'm going to go through all the energy of paying it forward, I need to drag it out of others that they can pay it forward by telling other traders what they've been through. Because I can tell you, I've been on the wrong side of the coin in this business before, just like Jim Racine. And it's painful when you're losing, hundreds of thousands of dollars and that kind of stuff because some guru told you this or that or whatever, or whatever, and or you don't understand the manipulations that are happening and what's really happening. I mean, you got to remember, this market, this is let me point this out. This is a zero-sum game. Okay? This is a zero-sum game. As a zero-sum game, you have to outwit more than 50% of the other traders. And keep in mind, it's actually more than that, because it's the traders that really have money that are moving the market, which is probably like 70, like what happened here. Look, you know how much volume had to go through to create that move? That's where the manipulation is. And so you have to outsmart those people or figure out what they're doing. And because this is a zero-sum game. If Jim Racine makes $4,000 today, it came from somebody else. And if you're new at trading, there's a reason it happens consistently. There's a reason that 95% of traders lose, because the 5% that make money make a lot of money. It might go to the bottom of the box, yeah, but it's already done it, kind of, in my opinion. Anyways. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get that. I get that, Gene. Gene, I get that. I did have that conversation with Jim Racine yesterday. I said one of the things about these live streams is it does create some community because trading is lonely. Trading is a lonely business. And and sometimes you just need a little pick me up from other people. I mean, there have been times that I have picked Jim Racine up. Boy, I know it. There was a couple times that I could tell he got punched in the face multiple times, and I'd have to call him up and say, "Okay, Jim, now let's talk about what you did wrong." And then the same thing with me. So, I mean, it's a lonely business. But I think I've told this story, but back in like 2010 or so, when I was trading, I was the youngest. We used to go on Zoom and have Zoom meetings at the end of the day kind of thing and talk about, what we saw, whatnot. And it was I was by far the youngest person in this Zoom meeting. And matter of fact, the last person that I know that was in these Zoom meetings passed away about 3 months ago. So, it's like, but we did that because it was so, I met some very interesting people too doing that. Met some very interesting people. But, anyways. They are always the same. That's exactly it, JM. And that's why, JM, I stared at charts until my freaking eyes bled to know when this type of stuff is happening, because I knew I wanted to be involved with those people. Okay. And that's also why, you guys have heard me bitch, but there's a reason I've bitched recently about all this random news that happens throughout the mornings regarding the war and stuff like that's not scheduled news, because this whole thing right here, while I'm waiting for this, remember, this whole move started here at 10. It took till 10:21 to actually happen. Okay. So we needed 21 minutes for this to set up, and then we needed another 10 minutes for it to work. So we needed 31 minutes for that whole thing to happen. And when randomly they're out there saying, "Oh, the Strait of Hormuz is now, being blockaded," or whatever, this shit just runs away. And the pattern is ruined. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like news days, and I definitely don't like non-scheduled news, because it screws up my patterns. And this is a perfect example, because this pattern, once we blew through here, I had to wait for this. And that took 21 minutes. And then even after that, because freaking ES was stuck in purgatory up at the high, it took us another 10 minutes to get out of there. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Papa Duke. Yeah. That was, thank God it turned out to be nothing. But, you just, again, I've never been sick in my life, meaning, I've never had to go, do anything crazy other than a hernia surgery in my life. So when something randomly happened, it scared the shit out of me. Matter of fact, remember, guys, I was getting ready to start a live stream when all of a sudden my medical issue happened. I was like, what the hell? Anyways, what turned the tables for me? This okay, so there's one thing that turned the tables, and there's another thing I'm still working on. Okay, so I'm going to go with two. I'm still working on one thing. What turned the tables for me was just continuing to remember that I need to see patterns that I've repeatedly seen before in violence, in a violent manner, so that I can trade. Don't get caught up in this stuff. Okay, that's the main thing that turned the tables for me, so that I was on the right side of trades. The second thing, and I'm still working on it, is how to manage myself out of these trades. Because here I am telling you, okay, so Gil, here's the thing. So here I am telling you it's going from here to here, but I didn't take that money. Instead, I took my money to get my loss back from dealing with this freaking shit. Now, keep in mind, I could have had my stop loss below here the whole time, and I'm risking, let's just say whatever that is, 38 points. Okay. But the top side is 70 some points. So that would have made more sense for me to just, so I'm still working on my trade management. I'm a mental basket case when it comes to managing my trades. But knowing that every trade I take needs to be within the rules of the things I've seen before, rinse, wash, repeat. One of the things I tell you guys is, is if you pick a specific instrument, learn its mannerism, because they don't all move the same. They use the exact same patterns. I'm going to tell you right now, you can turn on a silver chart and this pattern works. You can turn on the DAX. This pattern works. These patterns work because it's universal, in my opinion. But you got to understand how that instrument moves to take advantage of it. Anyways, I'm going to go. I got to get some work done today. I will see all you guys on Monday. All right. Talk to you later.